we're on Maaser Sheni, Perek Hey, Mishnah Gimel. Now, it just so happens that this Mishnah is exactly the same as Peah, Perek Zayin, Mishnah Vav. So you can go back and compare, because we're going to say the same thing we learned in Peah, Perek Zayin, Mishnah Vav, but we're going to learn it here again anyway. Our Mishnah, so as we've learned before, we're now discussing the concept of what's called Kerem Revai, or Neta Revai. And we said that just like Maaser Sheni has certain qualities, i.e. it has Kedusha, you take it to Yerushalayim and you eat it there. Neta Revai has the same qualities. So now our Mishnah is going to discuss the issue of, is it exactly the same or is it not exactly the same? And we'll see it's a machloka between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. I'm not going to give you all the Pesukim because we've learned a lot of them now in the context of Maaser Sheni. So we know Maaser Sheni, you take it to Yerushalayim, okay? You take it to Yerushalayim. So that's Pidiyah. It says V'tzarta Keser V'alachta L'makom. So Maaser Sheni, you take it to Yerushalayim. We know that Maaser Sheni, when you redeem it, has a chomesh. We've learned that before. We're also going to learn in the next couple of Mishnayot that Maaser Sheni has what's called biur ma'asrot. That is chayah bebiur. Because the Torah says in Dvarim Perek Chafav Pasuk Yud Bet, right? When you finish taking off all the maaser in the third year, and remember the third year is the year of Maaser Sheni, you give it to whoever you're supposed to give it to. At the end of the third year, you have to do biur, what's called biur ma'asrot. You can't leave it after the third year. And then you're going to do what's vidui ma'asrot. You're going to recite this section. That's also called vidui ma'asrot. So the question we're going to ask ourselves is, all these halachot that are relevant to Maaser Sheni, are they also relevant for Kerem Revai, or what we call Neta Revai? And that's a machloket between Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel. Let's look at our Mishnah. Okay, before we get to the Mishnah, so we said, Maaser Sheni, yesh chomesh, when you redeem it, there's chomesh, ubiur, and you also have to do biur on Maaser Sheni. There's also a halacha called peret and ololot. Let's say Kerem Revai. We've learned this before. Peret and ololot, we learned in, what Masechta was it? Masechet Peah, I think it was, end of Peah. Peret and ololot are, let's say I dropped or forgot grapes. Okay? Peret and ololot. Ololot are the leftover. Peret, I think if they're the misshaped, I don't remember exactly. I have to look it up. I should remember, but I don't. Nonetheless, these are called matnot aniyim. So if I have fruits of Maaser Sheni, the halacha is, it's mamon gavo, it belongs to God. So therefore, there's no peret and ololot. There's no matnot aniyim. So now our Mishnah is simply going to discuss, does Neta Revai have the similar halachot, similar to Maaser Sheni or not? Let's look at the Mishnah and then we'll see. Kerem Revai, Beit Shammai Omi. Beit Shammai says, Ein lo chomesh ve'ein lo biur. As opposed to Maaser Sheni that has chomesh and has biur. Ein lo chomesh, Kerem Revai has no chomesh. When I redeem my Neta Revai to take Yerushalayim, I don't have to add a fifth. Ve'ein lo biur, and there's no requirement of doing biur at the end of the 3-year period. Beit Hillel says yesh lo. Okay, it does have chomesh and biur similar to Maaser Sheni. Beit Shammai says, yesh lo peret v'yesh lo ololot, that Kerem Revai is considered, remember, let's look over here, it's considered mamon ba'alim. Halachically, it doesn't belong to God, it belongs to me, but I have to take it to Yerushalayim. So therefore, since it belongs to me, there's a din of peret and ololot, I have to give matnot kehuna. Back to the Mishnah, okay? V'ha'aniyim, okay, Beit Shammai yesh lo peret v'yesh lo ololot, Kerem Revai. V'ha'aniyim, Podim la'atzmam, and the aniyim in Kerem Revai have to, if there's peret and olol, let's say I forgot a cluster of grapes from Kerem Revai from the 4th year, and the ani can now go and collect it. So now what does the ani do? He has to redeem it and take it to Yerushalayim and then eat it in Yerushalayim. It's his Maaser Sheni, and they redeem themselves. Beit Hillel says no. Kulo lagat, all of the grapes, even the peret and the ololot. You take it all, there's no matnot aniyim, you bring it all to the God, you bring it all to the wine press, and then you squeeze it all, okay? Kulo lagat, and ain peret to olod, no peret to olod, because why? It's mamon gavoa. So therefore the aniyim, the poor people, have no chilik, they have no portion in the maaser sheni. So therefore we've learned the machloket, Neta Revai, that Beit Shammai says that it's mamon ba'alim. Okay, as opposed to Mamon Gavoa Maaser Sheni. And Beit Hillel says, no, it's exactly the same. Just like Maaser Sheni has chomesh and biur, Neta Revai also has chomesh and biur. Does Maaser Sheni has no peret and ololot? The same thing is true of Neta Revai. Why? What is the halacha? The Bartenura says, why? The Yalfile midichtiv. As it says, okay, Kodesh Hilulim LaHashem. Let's go back to our pasuk. When you go to the Aretz, okay, we learned this pasuk in the last couple of Mishnayot. Ubashana Revi'it Yakol Periyo Kodesh Hilulim LaHashem. So the Bartenura learns out Kodesh Hilulim. Don't read it Hilulim. Karibei Chilulim. Kodesh Chilulim. Chilul means lechalel, to transfer the value. Achle bimechalel, to remove the kedusha of the Neta Revai. Hadar achle. You like to play on words? Achle with a chet, hadar achle with a chaf. Okay, so therefore, that's why one second. That's why Beit Shammai agree that there is such a thing as pidyon, even for Neta Revai, even though it's called mamon ba'alim. All right, we'll stop here. If you have any more comments or questions about this Mishnah, you can actually look it up in Peah Zayin Vav. I think I went into even a little bit more detail than I did now. If you have any comments or questions, as always, feel free to contact me at rspolter@gmail.com. Where are we? And we'll dedicate the learning to the memory of my father, of Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a good day.